welcome to our MAN Mediacast series Truck Goes Electric, empowering you all the way. The title of this episode is State Subsidies for Electromobility. Today I would like to welcome Thomas Böll, Pricing Manager, Go-to-Market and Alternative Drives to this topic. Hi Thomas.
Hello Marlene, hello colleagues out there.
Thomas, as we all know by now, electric trucks are still significantly more expensive to buy than conventional diesel trucks. In addition, the installation of charging infrastructure at the customer's premises causes further high costs. Is there any support from the states to elevate these high financial burdens on customers?
Yes, Marlene, as you say exactly right. The changeover is currently still associated with high costs. On the one hand, electric vehicles are significantly more expensive than diesel vehicles, and equally high investments have to be made for the charging infrastructure. And to answer your question, yes, in many countries there are already subsidy programs for electric trucks, charging infrastructure, and in some cases even consulting to cushion these high acquisition costs. After all, the reduction of CO2 emissions is a high priority for the public sector, and the switch to climate-friendly drives for commercial vehicles makes an important contribution to this, in our case on eDrive. Accordingly, many countries are creating incentives to buy electric trucks with the help of public subsidy programs.
And what is the scope of such funding programs? How much support can our customers specifically hope for?
Unfortunately, there is no general answer to this question. Of course, each country has different funding programs and regulations. Often, however, a large part of the additional costs that an electric truck has compared to a diesel truck is subsidized. Certain requirements must then be met for this.
Wow, that sounds pretty complicated and opaque.
Yes, Marlene. In fact, the funding landscape is very confusing. On the one hand, it is very different at the European level, but on the other hand, it is also within a country. There are support programs at national level, but also at regional or even local level.
Wow, I see. On the one hand, of course, it's great that there are so many funding opportunities, but on the other hand, it may not be so easy for our customers to grasp. How can we support our salespeople and customers in this jungle of subsidies?
In order to create clarity and make it easier to find the right funding opportunities for our customers in a targeted manner, MAN has launched a subsidy database. The database provides an overview of the countries and regions in which funding can be applied for and from when to when. The most relevant information for the application is presented transparently in the database. In the first quarter of 2023, we have already given the go-ahead for DACH, Belgium, France, and Spain. We are currently working on adding more countries, of course. The sellers will then be activated for the subsidy database shortly after the successful testing.
Wow, that's what I call a service. And do we, as MAN, then also apply for funding for the customer, or do they have to do it by themselves?
In fact, it is even possible to book the application for funding for customers through an agency. That is not directly through us, but as I said, through an agency. This can also be done via the subsidy database.
If that's not an all-round carefree package, Thomas, thank you very much for the interesting information on the subject of subsidies in the context of electromobility. Stay electrified and see you next time.